Hello, welcome to another episode of Battle Topics. I'm your host Clayton, along with my co-host.
I'm Laughing Stalk, and today our topic is aggression in battle rap. Its importance, its relevance, why some people can do it better than others, and why some people shouldn't try it at all. Our guest is a man who's very aggressive. He's also very intelligent, but don't let that fool you. He'll beat the shit out of you. Megadef. Thanks for joining us, man. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Frankie Four Fingers when the bezel is snatched. I hope you the devil in fact. I got the metal, relax. Nice poker face, nice knife, poke your face. Clown shoes, Heath Ledger style, give you the Joker face. Jacqueline!
Yeah, so the reason we chose you for this, or this topic for you is obviously because you have a really commanding, aggressive presence. Not just with grudge matches or people you don't like or whatever, but just pretty much anybody who's put in front of you. If people didn't know your backstory, people would probably think that guy murdered your dog or something like that. And,
or I'm on a lot of drugs or something.
Yeah.
Or both.
or both. But on the flip side, we've seen a rise of people where there are battlers where they're going at each other's neck, but mid-bar, they're dapping each other up and all that stuff. And a lot of fans are kind of turned off by that fact where they can't fully get into the fact that it's a battle if the people are just buddy, rapping to each other. And even though they're saying, I'm going to shoot you in the head or whatever clever way to say that. But then they're all laughing and joking and high-fiving each other mid-round. But you are pretty much the exact opposite of that, where mid-round you're whispering in their ear go fuck yourself, da-da-da-da. So I wanted to ask you, why did you choose that style? And have you noticed that trend with battlers too? And what's your opinion on that?
Well, I mean, I've even, I've acknowledged good bars. I can't act like I'm just being that way. I think everybody needs to have good defense, but, you're out there dealing with some real gangsters out there, you know what I mean? I mean, these guys are bucking the Ruger. They got tons of crack on them. Cocaine, maybe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of a lot of people's been killed and on their way to the top. And then on the opposite, you're dealing with maybe someone that has probably fucked your mother for real, or maybe has fucked every woman you've ever met. So you just right off the bat, it's just you're dealing with some real bad hombres when you get in there. I think it's all kind of natural for me. I don't know. I just have fun with it. I don't think it feels like I'm trying to be. I know it sounds weird, but I'm being aggressive. But I honestly don't feel like I'm being aggressive. I feel like I'm just performing. I don't feel like I'm going out there trying to scare anybody. I just think I'm just doing what I do.
Yeah, I don't think when you started this, you consciously said, all right, if I start battle rapping, I'm going to be a real aggressive guy. I think you just said, I'm going to go out and battle, and kind of what you see is what you get. It'd be weird, I think, if you were to play the coy, awkward guy or, the seductive Lothario, you'd clearly be playing a character. Whereas, if you're just kind of tone into yourself, because, I mean, basically battle rap, being a good battle rap performer is just taking your core personality and turning the volume way up and amplifying it. And I feel like as a person, you don't give a fuck in the best way possible. So when you get on stage, you make that very clear in a very strong, commanding way.
The best thing you can do at this point with all the who's that hipster? Who's that? All these comedians. Maybe he's not good anymore. He's real hipstery.
Like Dimitri Martin.
Oh. Yeah, Dimitri
Martin.
Yeah, that's what I feel like battle rap is like. There's Dimitri Martin rappers.
Yeah.
And then there's these gangster guys that really have an amazing grasp of just English. They can split a word and shit. I don't know. There's Dimitri Martin guys, intelligent gangsters. And then there's head ice, and then that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just striving for that head ice. Just to be more like ice, you know what I mean? That's all I can stand. I'm failing right now, but that's pretty much how I see it.
If you're gonna go one route, and go the ice route, like no matter what, no matter what you're doing.
It's like there's free roads, and it's like you're gonna be a battle rapper. It's like the Dimitri Martin road, intelligent gangster that knows how to split a word 15 different ways, or ice. And it's like,
yeah, that's an easy choice.
Which one's Brett? Brett's the intelligent gangster.
Sprinkle some Copenhagen on it. Well, you got some Prosper, you know. He's like you got to sprinkle a little Copenhagen on it too. He's like a nice Dimitri Martin blend. You know?
Yeah, that's me. I always tell people I'm like Dimitri Martin with Coke whiskey, and that's me in a nutshell. I'll tell Clayton, like, you're an aggressive dude, an aggressive mood. But one of the first time I saw you live was you and Peanut, which is a super good battle and super underviewed because he went by a name for a few weeks that nobody recognized. But in that battle, I actually performed that same day, and you weren't typical Mega. Like, you were still aggressive. Your writing was the same, but you didn't, you weren't in his face screaming. You toned it down a bit, and every line was just as potent and just as effective. So it's not like aggression necessarily means volume, how loud you are. It just kind of means, like, the way you write and deliver and carry yourself on stage. Like, do you feel that way? Like, you still came across pretty aggressive without having to shout?
I think that was a small room situation. I think, like, with A-Class, I didn't have to scream at him either. I think at the Blackout 4, it was like, holy shit, you're on that theater, and I'm like, dude, I went through this whole tournament not screaming at people, and it was working out, and now here I am in front of, like, this big crowd, I got to scream again. And then, I don't know, I think I've had some higher-up people tell me, like, the incredible battle, like, I actually prefer to, like, just kind of, like, scream at certain parts. I don't want to just be known as a screamer, but I like to think that, like, I know how to, like, play with the volume. But incredible, that was, like, a perfect symphony of destruction, because I had my stuff down pretty good, and I knew he was very simple. I knew he wasn't, like, the way he perceived himself wasn't, nothing against him. Like, yeah, he's had some cool performance, but, like, he's not, like, what I call a bar-heavy rapper. You know what I mean? Like, it's not how he very, I hate these multis. I hate to see, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
He had that kind of style, and no insult to him. I think knowing my material as good as I did, I might have been I was way overly aggressive in that battle, but it got a good response. So sometimes, like, you're just like, oh shit, everyone loves that shit, do that shit. But I don't want to get caught up in doing that because people's like, oh, I personally am trying to, like, not just be about that all the time. I don't, like, set out, like, I'm just going to, like, completely go crazy on somebody. I try to veer away from that lately.
I think your nuances are very, they're not forced and they're not overwhelming. Because, like, there's a point where you just said a line to Incredible and I got a reaction. You just leaned over and went, fuck you. And then you just went back into your bars, which was super tight. And I feel like if you had done that, like, if you did that 5 times in every battle, it's clearly something you're trying to do and it'd feel forced and you'd come across, like, to the shithead. But when you threw it in there like you did, it was just kind of like a little dash of seasoning on a steak.
You gotta also throw in some, if you're gonna do all this screaming and shit. I try to have a little more fun with that battle. If you're gonna be doing all this aggressive shit, you need to look like you're having a little bit of fun. And like, kind of you gotta have some, like, clowning moments. And I'm not gonna say I'm a big clowning MC, but there needs to be you need to throw some comedy in there, like, even if it's just your tone, not necessarily like a joke, just your tone needs to be comedic or the way you said it, because it does add a lot. I don't care how serious you are. I don't care how much of, like, Aver, man, like, just his tone, the sarcasm, like, there's a comedic, the undertone to just, like, are you fucking serious? You're worthless. Go kill yourself. Like, it doesn't, there's so much to be said to that, and so I have to appreciate that a little bit more. It takes a lot to be funny. It's not easy. I'm not trying to do jokes, but definitely have more of a, like, I'm having fun with this, and you're waste of life type shit. Like, it's a confidence, I think, I don't know, am I saying the shit right away? Kind of like a comedic confidence, like,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Subtle clowning on them without like.
Yeah, like throwing humor in there, especially when you're, a typically aggressive guy like you, it shows a layer of like, I don't give a fuck, or like, I can do this too. By the way, this is a joke to me as well, type deal.
Yeah, exactly. I thought the Gangsterlicious Back to the Boondock Bar was pretty, especially on Incredible the way he had on that. I thought it worked out all right. I don't seem to like
your gangster's never been on trial, and I think like you're an example of aggression isn't a volume; it's tone. It's you have the same tone to your material when you're doing it either quietly or at the top of your lungs. Everything kind of comes across with the same, rustic demeanor, and I feel like a lot of battlers try and force that. I mean, obviously there are people who do it tongue in cheek as a joke. Like, we know Carter Deans doesn't shoot a rocket, but he's fucking Carter Deans, and he can do whatever he wants.
Exactly.
But there are a lot of GZPY guys who, oh yeah, like I'm seriously going to do 3 rounds of how bad I'm going to kill you with a knife, but it's not true or authentic or believable.
The number one thing, if we're going to talk about aggression and need to stop, is like, I'll tell you what, I was all up in Incredible's face, but if he would have like said, hey man, can you give me some backup a couple inches, I would have definitely respected him. Okay, yeah. So let's just keep that out there. The one thing that, like, I'll say is, like, fools me to, like, not be so free to touch motherfuckers. The pocket checking is just fucking the stupidest shit that's ever happened in the history of anything. And it's like, you should be able to get as close as you want to a motherfucker, but without, like, putting your hands on them. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, because there is that blurred line of like where people say, well, you should be able to say this and stay away from that, or you should be able to get as close as you want but not touch them and all this. And there is no like there are like set rules and contracts and stuff, but when it comes to like, depending on how long you've been battling or how important you are to the league or whatever, a lot of times rules get bent a little bit. Like you see that a lot with people like Disaster and stuff like that. So, yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from when it
also, you have to be prepared. You gotta like also be prepared that, you might get your ass whipped. I've had like 36 battles, man. I say something about someone's mom. It's like, I don't know this guy. Like, I didn't get on your Facebook, so if that person's mom's dead or something, it's like,
yeah.
But most situations, like, it's like I don't worry about. Don't worry about it. I don't think that I have like a fucking get out of jail free card. Like, I do assume like there could be something. It's like if they're willing to say shit about my family and shit, and it's all on some equal shit, fine. But maybe they didn't take it to the level that I took it to. I have to be prepared that maybe they didn't like it outside of the battle. If they're cool and they're like, yo, it's a battle, it doesn't matter, cool. But I'm very self-aware that, like, people can take it there, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't just assume you can get away with saying anything you want. I know that sounds like...
No, absolutely, no. It's like there is, circumstance plays a role in everything, and context. Obviously, Incredible, screaming in your face, you knew that was coming because you knew the performer he was. If Jake Gallagher tried to put a giant sombrero on your head during that battle... Yeah. You probably wouldn't have taken it the same. You'd have been like, fuck you, first of all, Yeah,
well, first of all, you have to punch Jake Gallagher in the face on camera if you have that opportunity. You don't get at all blackballed from the community. No one in battle rap will be upset with you. If you have that opportunity, you should take it.
That's your heads up to the battle rap community. If you can make this happen, make it happen.
Yeah, if I can go back in time, so when I battled him in Grind Time, I wish I would have just punched him on camera. Jesus Christ, I would have got Real Deal next. I've been a future.
So do you think when it comes to like aggression, you were talking about how that's kind of how you've always been. Do you think aggression is something that can be learned, or is it just something that has to always be there?
I don't know, man. There's only a few people out there in battle rap that you're just like, oh, don't fuck with that guy. Like, active. Okay, like everybody else, it's like whatever. You know who not to fuck with and who not to, and no one I've battled that I've been like, oh, better not fucking piss this guy off,
So you're saying you've never been concerned for your well-being in a battle?
I've not been incredibly worried about anything.
I knew you wouldn't be, and that's why. And that's it.
I mean, if it happens, it happens. But dude, I mean, how many people are you out there killing if you're on camera talking about it? Fucking, 7 times a year. I don't know. I don't. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. It's just easy. Sometimes it's easy to take over a room that way. Like sometimes it's not just like. I think when I first started it, I was definitely more like, I'm just screaming and I sound like a fucking idiot. And sometimes I've been just fucked up, and I think like, oh shit, I gotta get through my bars. So you're overly aggressive trying to get through your bars, and it's just bad. But I think my best battles, I've definitely like kind of mastered not, like you said, the peanut battle is a great example of not having to fucking scream and showing that I can like rap and shit.
Yeah. There's layers to that. If Reverse Live, for whatever reason, performed a battle with QP's delivery, even though he's not being Big Loud Reverse Live, his pen is still really good, and it would still translate very well. When you write kind of naturally and perform that way, it'll come across no matter how loud you are or how quiet you are or whether or not you're battling Jake Gallagher.
But also, you almost got to market yourself. I hate to say it. And people get used to something, and you definitely got to find an identity. I've got like a raspy-ass voice and been screaming on people forever, and then it's like, yo, what's this guy trying to be like Jonai for? And I'm over here like face palming. Like, 32 battles deep, like face palming over here. Like, I've heard it all, man. Like, man, why does this guy sound like Disaster? Why does this guy sound like Po Rich? Why does this guy sound like Dirt? Why does this guy sound like Caddy Ron? You're like, none of those guys sound like each other. How can you be like all of those people? So that's just battle rap in general. But I've always had a fucking raspy ass voice. That's probably the most annoying shit, the Jonah shit. But can't hate on that. But on him being the god and all that. But just like I hate it when like motherfucker never seen anything I ever done. Be like, this guy's finding Jonah's voice. It's like no.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they hear similarities like almost like on a surface level that don't really apply to either of you, but they're just in their head it's connected. Like no one's ever gonna say why is he rapping like Maliko, but they will associate you with other loud guys.
True. Bless Maliko.
God bless Maliko.
That's a piece of boy.
He's not dead, by the way, Clayton.
He's out there surfing somewhere.
He is. He's throwing up the hang loose.
I don't know, man. There's really nobody like, there's just guys he put in front of me that are aggressive, and I'm telling you, like, I'm not going to be over there, like, shitting my pants. I battled Diz my fifth battle. You have Diz screaming in your face your fifth battle, like, everyone's really fucking mild after that, I promise. It's like, if Rosenberg Raw started, like, spitting that real shit to me, maybe if I was in Philly and I was really fearing I was going to get shot or something, but it's just like, I'm laughing over here like, hey, Rosenberg Raw. You gotta go to Canada and you put it in front of, like, Kelly. I don't know, like, I don't know. Like, I'm not, Pat Steak could scream at me. I mean, he might be able to, like, he's on roids and shit. Maybe that fool would probably, like, kill me or something, but I wouldn't be, like, scared, like, it's like battle rap, man. It's man poetry. Like, no one's up there, like, I've killed 18 people. And it's like, shut up. No one's done shit. Shut up. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it comes with the culture, Like, Ill Nye fucked your bitch as much as Loaded Lux would if you battled him next. Like, it's all the same.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Well, you have a great night, man. All right, and we'll let you know when this bad boy is going to be posted.
All right, man. I appreciate you guys making me look like Mike Pence, and the love is strong.
All right, see you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.